Hello and welcome back to another stoof video. Today we're going to be ranking some of my craziest Minecraft builds, ranging from mutant mobs to crazy transformations that'll blow your mind. I've built some insane stoof that we'll be ranking from D tier to S tier. First up, one of my more recent builds, Hollow Knight. A pretty solid build. I like the muted tones and the giant mushrooms. I think the black tentacle things were a little overdone, a few too many colors going on there. Probably could have just left it mainly black, but overall, still like the build. You know, a couple nitpicks here and there, but I think that one's going up in A tier. Next up, another one of my favorites, my Mutant Warden. I did this one a while ago, but still one that I really like. I like the different glowing vines wrapping around him and all the different details. I think it turned out quite well. I do think that I could have done the terrain and background a little bit better, but overall, another one that I think looks really good. And yeah, I think that's going to be another A tier. Mayo Man! Basically, that's what that is. Something a little random, maybe a little bit weird. He has better abs than most of us, that's for darn sure, which is kind of ironic, given the fact that he's Mayo, which is the last thing to give you abs, but, you know, I thought it was a fun one, but ultimately looking back, I think could have been a little bit better. So I think that some of the shaping, especially with the head, I don't know, I just feel like I could have added more detail, tried to make the head look more like a jar, add more details there that I didn't, but I do think that the abs look pretty good for being abs and has a nice little cape, so, you know, I think maybe we'll give it B tier. Okay, so this one I don't actually remember how to say the name of. It's supposed to be based off of a dinosaur from Ark Survival. I think it's an acro something or other, but, you know, you might be thinking, yo, that looks pretty good. Like, sheesh, I actually did spend quite a bit of time on it, but I have one major nitpick with this build, and that's you know, if you come around here to the other side, you might start seeing something a little fishy. I didn't finish it, so yeah, this side was supposed to have the same kind of color scheme with the red and all that, and you might notice it doesn't have an eye. So yeah, that's my bad. So sadly, I think that's gonna be C tier. Could have been better. Now, straight from Dr. Seuss, we have a fox in a box. Looks pretty good. Maybe the box could have been textured less, but, you know, I think the fox looks good. It's a fox. It's in a box. Not sure what other rhymes you want me to do there to make it a book out of that, but, oh, don't mind Shrek over there. He didn't make the cut for the video, so I think that's going to be B tier. Now, next up, we have Bacon with a Guitar. I mean, that's kind of just fun, you know? I used some end rods or something like that for the guitar strings, which up close didn't look great, but anyways, trying to decide where to put this. Maybe B tier? Yeah, originally I was going to have it higher because I thought the idea was so funny, but I don't think it's on the same scale as some of the other ones, so B tier. Another one that I think is pretty funny is a gaming potato. Has some potato chips, which you probably shouldn't think about, and a little controller, some little headset. I think my biggest gripe with this one is the green couch on the green grass. I like the couch with the potato, but from some angles it does really blend in with the grass, but, you know, so it's not really on the grass, so I should have just added like some kind of floor, but, you know, I think pretty good. I think it could have been a little more detailed in parts, so probably B tier. I don't know, it's a fun idea, but probably just gonna do another B. This is one of my earlier builds. You'll see there's a lot going on, but the one that we're really focusing on right now is Nugget the dinosaur eating dino nuggets, which I think was really funny, but I do think that I've had some better builds, and scale-wise it's a bit smaller compared to some of the other ones. So honestly, I think that's gonna be C. I think that one's not as good as some of the other ones. Next up, the Master Sword and the Deco Tree. I don't know, it's based off Breath of the Wild, so yeah, I think that's right. I like the sword a lot. I think the sword and some of those silent princesses, the flowers down there look pretty good. The tree I think could have been better because realistically it should have been a lot bigger, but that would have taken forever to do. So, you know, it is what it is. Again, I really like the sword, and the sword I actually built by hand. A lot of my builds I use mods, but that one I did do all by hand, so not bad. So I like it, but I think it could have been better, so gonna be another B tier. Now, going through this portal, one of my favorite builds that I've ever done, another one that I did without mods, completely by hand. I transformed the Nether into a winter wonderland, this giant ice cave. So all kinds of ice and snow, bunch of different Christmas kind of themes. So got some snowmen over here, this train track, a little custom forest going on. Just, I don't know, I thought this build ended up being so cool, and I just appreciate, I think a lot of my builds I don't quite finish, but this one I felt like was a solid finished product, you know? So we got the gingerbread house over there, little igloo, yeah, so there's an interior for the gingerbread house. I wonder if there's one for the igloo. Nope, no interior, so whoops. But yeah, we got all the candy canes and got that train over there. Overall, just a really fun build. I actually think this might be our first S tier. I just really love how finished this product really was. So, it's the first out of all these. Most of the builds you've seen in this video have all been short. It's part of my subscriber monument series where subscribers comment ideas and then I build them. But this idea was mine. I made a video about it, and yeah, I think this one turned out great, so that's gonna be S tier. And another one of my own builds, own ideas. They're all my builds, but this one is my Indra Dragon Godzilla fight. So another one that I'm pretty proud of. I did use mods for this one, but I still think that it's a really complete project. I love the city. I've always wanted to build a city in Minecraft, so I thought that was fun doing that in this build. And yeah, I think looking back, I do think that the monsters could have been a little more polished, and I think the spray, like the breath, fire, blazer, whatever, collision thing, that could be better. But like the little cars, over here we got the original settlement that I put in the middle of town. I thought that'd be fun. All of the villagers that aren't very concerned, you know, just kind of vibing. Good time, don't worry about the fire. I mean, it doesn't really matter because one, it's not spreading, and two, none of the buildings have interiors. So, you know, it's one of those things that this one, I'm not sure if I'll give it S tier because I just think that, you know, when it comes down to the details, it's complete, but it's not finished. You know, there's a difference. Like, there's no interiors. I just think that there could have been more. This one I did in a week. The winter one actually took longer because I did it all by hand. But, yeah, I think A tier. I think I'm okay with that. This one we'll cover real quick. You know, you kind of see everything. I think it's a fun idea executed not as well as it could have been. It's an Indra Dragon donut island. Supposed to be my end transformation. I didn't end up really finishing it. I was gonna make a whole video out of it and everything. Add all these battleships and stuff kind of floating in the air, but never really got to it. I kind of moved on to other things. So the donut doesn't really look polished in my opinion. The shape's a little bit weird. The dragon, I think the dragon looks cool. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool, but I do think that some of the shaping could have been better. I think there's parts that very much could have been cleaned up. You know, like there's not really much to it. It has two angles that look pretty good, and then a couple angles that look a little silly. Like you can kind of see the body, the way it twists doesn't look quite natural, which maybe that's not a terrible thing, but I don't know. I just felt like it could have looked cleaner. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna place this. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I think it's going in C tier. I don't know. I think it could have been better. And now, the only survival build you'll see in this whole video, everything else was either in creative or done with some kind of mod. This one was completely survival. It's actually from my first video that I did where I transformed a villager into Batman, and I made this whole kind of city for the video. Some of the buildings kind of had some interiors. Let's see, does this one? Okay, I mean, it has something. That first floor, a little bank room. I think that's what this building was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be a bank, but clearly not every floor has stoof. I like the bat sign over there. That's part of the video. Go watch it. It'll make sense. Like and subscribe. Oh, that's a good idea. This was supposed to be like Wayne Manor, but if you watch the video, you'll understand that that's not what it's really called. And as part of the video, the building kind of got blown up, so That's a little damage over there. Gotta love the McDonald's, of course. And one other thing in this world that I thought was a little bit fun. We have the Bat House. I don't know. I thought it was funny because it's a cave. Oh, yeah, wait. Look at this real quick. That is such a good idea. You should subscribe. Subscribe for more stoof. But anyways, I think that one just really is not on the same par as everything else being built in survival and all. So, I mean, I hate to call it Dtier though, because I don't think it's a bad build. It's just not really comparable. So I think we're gonna change the name of Dtier to survival, because I think that kind of sums it up, is that it's a survival build. It's not really the same scale or detail of the other ones, but for a survival build, not bad. Now, last but certainly not least, we have our Doomslayer build. One of my most recent builds that I've done within the last week, I think, actually. Another one of my bigger builds. I've been kind of getting better with using the Axiom mod is kind of what I use for most of my builds these days, and I just think it's so cool, the level of scale and detail that you can get while using that mod. Got some skeletons, casual Doomslayer things, just kind of sitting there doing his thing. I don't know, I just thought that dude looked so cool. I think that ended up turning out quite good. Honestly, that might be an S tier. I think that's going to be S tier. And with that, that's all of the builds ranked from survival to S tier. So from S tier to S tier, I guess. But anyways, if you got this far, thank you so much for watching. And as always, comment and subscribe for more stoof.